All right, I am here with Ann Feaster of the Ave Maria Center of Peace, co-author of Spiritual Deceptions in the Church and in the Culture. And I want to talk with you a little bit. Now, you have a speciality within this book that you wrote with Maureen Newman. And let me put up the book briefly so people can see it. Okay. And you have an expertise in terms of yoga. Right. And people in America think, and people in America in general, and Christians, many Christians in particular, they hear of yoga and all they think of is an exercise. You see people doing it on TV, it's part of TV shows, they think, oh, it's no big deal, it's nothing but much. But yoga is more than just an exercise, isn't it?
It is, it certainly is. It's part of the Hindu religion, a very important part of the Hindu religion.
And the Hindu religion is a monotheic religion, and as we were talking before this interview, this is part of worship of their god, is it not? Or one of their gods, I should say.
No, they have many, some of them have many, many gods. There's over 30 million of them. Some of them will follow like one god, and then some of them, want to be God. That's the goal. Like a raindrop into an ocean, they want to merge with Brahman. Brahman is the top god, and they want to merge with him. And so this is their goal. This is what they call enlightenment, and this is their goal. And also they believe that if they do yoga, they will escape karma. That's another reason.
And in a sense, separate their consciousness from their body. And that's really an old heresy in the church, Gnosticism. In terms.
Yes, they're Gnostic. They believe in Gnosticism. They want to get rid of the body. And that's why they have all these weird pretzel positions. They're trying to get out of the body and into the spirit world, and they want to disconnect the two.
And that's dangerous in a couple of ways. First of all, we're taught as Christians that the body is part of us. We're body and spirit, and of course Jesus came down in body and spirit. And when he raised from the dead, he was raised in body and spirit united. And of course, the very first commandment is, thou shalt have no other gods but me. And if you're doing practices that worship a god other than Christ and other than God, that's Christianity 101. You shouldn't be doing this.
Right, it's idolatry. Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to. But yes. You were also telling me earlier that, and this is something I had never known, you mentioned the American Yoga Association does not recommend it for kids because of certain things. Why do they not recommend yoga for kids?
Well, yoga has an effect on the central nervous system, and it has an effect on the endocrine system for some reason, I don't know why. And so for children who have not, they're still developing, it can cause some problems there. So they don't recommend it. And these are the yoga people themselves that don't recommend it.
Now, do people who are getting involved in this understand that, and forgetting for a second the spiritual ramifications, but we're talking about the endocrine system, we're talking about the nervous system. Do they understand that there are dangers here? Dangers enough that the American Yoga Association does not want children to be doing this.
Yeah, they do not understand it. They do not check it out or research it or anything, and yoga's in a lot of our schools. I'm from the Atlanta area. It's a lot of
I'll be visiting Atlanta in a few months, actually, for my anniversary.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah, 30 years a woman's put up with me, which isn't an amazing thing.
Oh.
But back to the interview, of course.
Yeah. So people don't see any harm in it, and they think it's just exercise, but it's because they want to do stretching. A lot of the young people want to stretch their muscles. But they can do Pilates instead, which is very good for you, and your muscles are all, it stretches your muscles, and it's not connected to any religion.
And that's really the key. It's not a question of saying, oh, you shouldn't be doing exercise, oh, you shouldn't take care of your body. And of course, you should take care of your body. Your body is a temple. Right. But you don't want to do a religious practice that worships another god.
Exactly. And that's what you're doing when you get into yoga, and you can. Some people ought to recognize some of that, when they're doing the sun salutation. They're honoring the sun.
And it's also important to remember that, like a Ouija board, you may not believe in a Ouija board, but if you're doing black magic, you're going to suffer the consequences. It doesn't matter whether this person believes in these Hindu gods or believes in the spirits. If you play with the spirit world, as Pope Francis has said, you're asking for trouble.
Yes, exactly. The consequences are going to be there, whether you, no matter what you believe, the consequences are going to be there, and that's just the way it is. With yoga or any other occult technique.
Well, the book is Spiritual Deceptions in the Church and Culture, a comprehensive guide to discernment. The co-author is Ann Feaster. Ann, thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you.